And welcome back to I Have a Story. In a video I just made, I'm not sure which order these will get aired in, but I talked about how I got away with my junior year of high school missing classes and passing. Again, more knowledge and more that I've seen. I'm going to share this story. My freshman year of high school, I had a math teacher, Mr. Sanches. I'm not going to hide names in a lot of what I tell because why? My math teacher was Mr. Sanches. He was also the wrestling coach. We had older students in our math class that still could not pass math class. And we knew these people were completely illiterate. I mean, literally, they couldn't read, they couldn't write. They literally, you couldn't even sign their own name. This is in 1990. These were also athletes. So in math class, I had noticed that when we turned in our tests, he would sit and grade them while we were doing other work. And I noticed him throwing papers in the wastebasket. And I noticed that when he passed out tests, certain people, obviously athletes stand out, didn't get papers back. So one day he walked out of the room, and while he was out of the room, I mean, I've been like this my whole life. I don't look for red flags, but if you're going to wave one in front of my face, I'm going to see it, and I'm going to investigate it. So I did. I went in his garbage can and looked at the papers he was throwing away, and sure enough, it was the tests of the people who couldn't pass. But yet they passed and continued passing, even though I mean, literally, there was one guy who couldn't sign his own name. He literally could not even sign his own name, but yet he still passed high school. That's terrible for so many reasons. It goes on in producing people who are incompetent and incapable of life in the future. It gives people a piece of paper that entitles them to have jobs that they're not capable of performing, and then that performance, depending on the job, has some very serious outcomes and repercussions for the other people who rely on that service. Like when I had a deaf police officer who could not hear me screaming in his ear and had to call for backup. That's very unsafe, to say the least. I particularly was even more upset because I wanted to be a police officer first and foremost out of high school, but was denied in the mid to late 1990s because I was a white male and told, we can't hire you. I'll speak more about that in another video to speak more specifically on that, because I understand. Again, I'm going to be bringing you guys some history that you won't hear anywhere else and people don't know, like racism in Toledo and what really put a major stop to it. That's going to be the video where I talk about all of that, and it's a story that you won't hear anywhere else, but again, I lived it. So it's very upsetting, and I'm so tired of this, again, these titles and paychecks. I have seen far too many people with a title and a paycheck that have no business in that position whatsoever. None. I have watched people who are completely illiterate, can't even sign their own name, but since they have skills that caught people's attention, gave people a reason to pass them. I need my athletes. Problems all around.